Hello.
Hello,
Hi, Maggie.
Charles.
Hello.
Wow.
Oh, you're so beautiful, ladies.
I love that music.
Sparkles.
Thanks for getting this all together.
Yes.
Oh,
Hi.
hello,
Michelle,
Michelle.
Our first guest.
We got a sparkle guest.
So happy to be
have a
here with
sparkle
you, lovely
guest.
ladies. We are
Oh
sitting
my
in
gosh.
Arizona outside under the beautiful sky.
Yes.
Beautiful. Our dear master.
What's happening
Michelle.
in your world, Sparkly Michelle?
Well, I get to be visiting my friends in Phoenix and family in Phoenix and get to be with masters on this call. I'm so grateful and love you all.
And to get to dance with us.
Yeah, again, like in our Airbnb.
Yeah, so magical.
Yeah.
Magical.
And you're down there visiting 2 of your 8 children.
I am. It's the first time I've come visit them, so it's a big it's special, very special, and I'm happy to be here. And I already had some emotions with my 7th child, who I'm visiting in this part for half of the trip, and then she wanted to know about some of the history between my husband, my ex, and like what happened. And so both of us embraced and cuddled and cried, both of us. Her tears were on my satin shirt, and it was precious. And it was that healing, like physical touch that I've been missing. I got it.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Wow. How beautiful.
So much love. So
So
much
much
love. And
love.
you look just glowing. Glowing with love.
Oh, thank you.
And Michelle, you were
wonderful conversation to be able to have with your kids about this is, this is how I saw it. This is what we think that everyone knows what's going on in our lives, and it's what a wonderful conversation to be like, this is what was going on with me and how I saw it. Thanks for asking.
Yes. She actually just asked me. She said, "Mom, I think I know, but I don't really know." And she said, "Thank you for being able to share with me that." She was really grateful.
Well, that high level of emotional intelligence, like when you had that experience with your daughter-in-law, where she said this like very bold thing to you, and you were like, well, that's going to take me a moment. You were able to be in yourself, because this, if you want to share about that, that was really, really struck me because go ahead and say, and I'll chime
Well,
in.
yeah, I guess backstory on that. On Sunday with our masters, we had our Sunday circle, and I had was recovering. Sunday, I was recovering from a very emotional trigger that happened to me, and it so surprised me. I was having half of my kids that live in Oregon around me came to the house, and all the grandkids, and the newest grandbaby is Esther, and she's 2 months old, and she's really exquisitely beautiful, like, oh, perfect. And she was, I was holding her on the couch, and my daughter-in-law was next to me, and then my son, the father, he's my oldest, he's 30 years old, and it's his first child, their first child. And I'm holding her, and this is where my telepathy is getting stronger. She was talking verbally to the baby, and I knew she was saying she wanted the baby back. And I handed her the baby. Like, I knew she wanted the baby back. So I gave her the baby. And then she says to me, I know, isn't she just so hard to resist kissing? And that's what she said. And intuitively, telepathically, I knew she was saying, I don't want you to kiss the baby. And I said, do you not want me to kiss the baby? And she shook her head, no. And my heart sunk. I felt slow motion. I knew it was triggering me really deeply. And I said, you mean you don't want me to kiss her? And she goes, no, is that okay? She was really sweet. And I was like devastated. It went layers down deep within me. And I wasn't even, I just knew enough that something was happening, that I needed to pay attention. And I came through to just say, oh, wow, that's going to take me a while. Like I've kissed all my babies. It's going to take me.
Sharing that in Asheville about how you that's like your love languages. You would just
I love kissing my
with your,
grandson.
I mean, you have 8 kids.
Yes.
You're a smoocher.
I'm a smoocher.
Yeah.
And I worked delivering babies for 20 years. Of
And you
course, I
smooshed
didn't
them.
kiss them, but I nuzzled them into my neck. You know, I just there's something in me that I came to the planet at this time to experience babies. I that's all I know for sure. So when this was all happening, I'm like, I see her mastery. I see that she's creating her experience and she's able to tell me something that's hard. And I respect and honor her, but it hurts so deeply. The message I felt was, what's wrong with me? What have I done to not deserve a place in my daughter-in-law's heart that I could kiss her daughter? You know, like it felt like she didn't want me. There was so I was able just to say, yeah, it might take me some time to remember. And then the conversation ended and we were playing Family Feud, actually funny. And we just kept playing the game. And after the last child left, I just burst into tears. I burst into tears. And that's when I started really taking it to not to the story that my mind wanted to tell me, that it's not my fault and look at her, why would she do that? I could give all the reasons. So but I didn't let myself stay in the story. I let myself feel, and I received my daughter-in-law's mastery, and I'm still processing what those layers are in me.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. And it's just like what your daughter did. Hey, I think I know what happened with you and Dad, but could you share, can I hear it directly from you? And we have a conversation about it. And then she doesn't have to make up the story. And yes, all these deep emotions coming out, but you're like, I'm not going to go into the story that my mind wants to tell me that there's something wrong and that there's not love behind this all. And because from her, I don't know what her point of view is, but she could just be like, I'm a new mom. They're telling me that there's all these things. Because I know I've never had kids, but I know when my cousin-in-law had the baby, she goes, you guys all have to get shots or something. I'm like, what is this about?
No, I was never allowed to touch my grandchildren before they were 3 months old. And
so there's something going on that's the thing. I mean, I don't know what it is, and I don't need to believe the story or make up another story.
It's a belief that there's no immunity.
Yeah. So
I kiss my grandson. I just
Silly.
I want to break rules, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and it's all stories, right? The bottom line is we exist,
And it doesn't,
and everything else is a layer upon that.
And it doesn't have to bring separation.
Exactly.
So
I
I get to keep loving Savannah, my daughter-in-law, and the baby.
Well,
and
I think it's interesting that you brought up that you're a prenatal nurse and that you didn't kiss them. You nuzzled them. And now you're being called back to that, to keep everyone's mastery intact, right? So she's the mother bear, the new mama bear that's like, I don't know how I feel about this, and I need time to understand how I feel about this. And I appreciate you not kissing Esther, which is beautiful. Esther.
Yes.
I mean,
And,
when you
then,
talk about
yeah.
Mother Bear, you start talking about Mother Bear in the animals, like they don't allow you to go near, they would eat you.
Yeah, right?
Right?
And that's that feeling. I remember when my niece was born and they placed me, you know, she was like, I don't know, a few hours old, and they put her in my arm and her little head was on my hand and her feet didn't even touch the crease of my arm. And I just had this wave of emotion come over me like a mother bear, like nobody's gonna, you know. I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, it was so fun and interesting that just this protective mechanism comes out. So I think that's beautiful that you bring that in, that you're prenatal and that you would nuzzle them and give them love that way. And now you're finding that balance, not only within yourself, but with your daughter-in-law and this beautiful baby that's come in to be the bridge. What a beautiful
Michelle,
bridge.
Is there like a gift that you already feel in this?
The main gift that I sense the deepness of it is loving myself, is cherishing that the baby. There's something about the innocence of the baby, you know, the baby, that I can love myself, kiss myself, give myself that affection and attention. I don't have to get it outside of myself. That's really the gift that I'm wanting to hold on to, is understanding how to keep myself unattached from story and believing the truth of knowing and feeling that way, the way I feel when I'm kissing the baby towards myself.
That's so beautiful.
I can get more. Yeah. Thank you.
So what this ignited inside of me was pretty huge, because some of you know I have this 47-year-old son that doesn't want me in his life. And remembering kissing him, like babies' kisses, they just open their mouths. They're just like, oh, you just kiss this little tiny bow of a little open mouth. It was so sweet. But, I always thought that his rejection from, you know, there's a whole history and a story why that happened. But I always thought that I had created it so that I could love him no matter what, have unconditional love for him. And your story and your experience, Michelle, opened me up to realizing, no, this is so I can love me. This is so I can love me no matter what anyone thinks of me, you know, or, you know, appreciates the wonderful mother that I was or not, you know?
Yeah.
And that it struck me like a thunderbolt. So
I feel like
Filling up with the love within us first.
Yeah, I feel like the connection
extension.
when Michelle said about being, you know, feeling the telepathy, you know, because your connection with your granddaughter is oneness. We're all connected. So even with you holding her next to your heart, and she feels you, whether you kiss her or not, she feels your snuggles, and you can, like, with your thought form, when you're like connecting in telepathy, so real that you're just like connecting in that frequency of love, like your heart expansion. Like, how powerful is that's such goodness and so much power in your heart, that there's millions of kisses, right? You're feeling millions of kisses just with your energy.
Wow. That's right. And really this comes down to that, to holding the light that we are and not leaking, letting the battery charge of my light go to the stories, but to stay here. And that's when I love myself through this, my light battery charges and then that's who I am in the world with everyone. So yes, I don't need those external kisses. I get to just be that love light around the baby and watch and wait. It could be a week from now and she's like, that went over so well and I feel so empowered. I want you to kiss my baby now.
Yes.
Like, this isn't the end of the story. This is just
This
a
is
thread.
just the beginning.
But
Oh,
as you're allowing yourself to love even more, it's like you loving with the baby is still loving her because you're all one. So it's like this energy of, even though she's over here and her baby's here and you're here, it's still like ancestors, like the power of healing, any, from your baby, from the mother, from her childhood, from anything, for her to even come up and ask for these boundaries.
Yeah.
She's feeling it anyways, right? Because there's so
It's
much
the
love.
healing of
Yes.
the mother in
Mhm.
her, for me to
Yes.
respect her as the mother.
Yes. Yes.
And they kiss her a lot. And I have commented, like, I love how much you kiss her. We do FaceTime where they're holding her and they're both just kissing her. And I never expected this mom to be so attached and bonded and kissing. So, like, she doesn't need my kisses. She's got her mom and dad's like physical kisses. So it's all full circle. It's just beautiful to be able to to respect someone's boundaries and not have it be a personal
Wow.
attack.
What a master
let
sparkle
love
you
show
are,
the way.
Michelle.
You are a
That is
master
so
sparkle.
huge. That is
We
incredible.
are. I'm so grateful to have you sisters and our community to hold me, because this brought up, I mean, I was crying on Sunday to the group. I was in my bathrobe, laying down with my, like, on camera. Like, I feel safe and I feel loved, and we're vulnerable. Being vulnerable helps us move through it, like
Grow.
allow that through and not get stuck in the restriction of pushing it away, but opening and allowing
Yes.
it to move, feel it, love it, acknowledge it, and release.
Let it, yeah.
And take whatever.
Let love just be. I mean, that vulnerability is such an empowering piece when you really can be like, oh, this is, bringing something very meaningful forward, and just letting love guide the way and not creating the story. That's just so big.
Right.
That's so
And I
big.
just
And
see
then,
so much. Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I just see so much expansion in this. Like, it feels like it goes beyond even your family, for humanity to just know this experience could happen and be in love and held in love after, it's just phenomenal.
And for the granddaughter, for her to feel this and knowing that she can have these boundaries, like it's all love. She feeling
her
that
mom
there was
step
nothing.
forward in her power, and
Yes.
feeling her grandmother
Yes.
step forward in her
Yes.
power and love. Both of
Yes.
them stepping forward in their power and love, and
Unity.
saying, yeah, like, we're just going to hold this baby in love and continue. Oh, beautiful.
I've been thinking today about the word power, because I a while ago thought of that as like, you have to speak up, and it was really uncomfortable, but now it's just light. It's energy. It's power is light. That in light is love. So it's holding our love.
Mm-hmm.
Holding our hearts open while we navigate through a situation, and not, even if it does go up into the mind, going, okay, wait, I can take a breath and go back into my heart and just let these emotions come up to be dissolved out, like they need to express in whatever, just to be looked at, and go, oh, yes, I can see that you're there. And then either cry it out or just go, okay, I didn't know that was in me. Wow, thanks for coming up and out to be released and be filled in with more love. And the love is, we're the generators, right? We're the receivers of the love, and we extend it out. We're the extensions of love, and that's Michelle's just a master at
Thank you for being on the show today, Michelle. What a
It was
special
such a
time.
joy.
We're
Thank you
gonna-
for inviting me, and I love you. Oh,
Oh, I love it. I love you.
thank
It's sparkly,
you.
sparkly magic.
She is sparkly magic. I can feel it. I'm sitting right here. Like, oh, you're sparkly. So
I feel all
fun.
of you sparkles.
Mama, oh my God, Tina.
Dun, dun, dun.
You shine so bright, you spark, you are the light. You shine so bright, you sparkle, 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 sparkle.
Mhm.